second part.
No problem. Are you ready to see it, is my question.
Yeah.
Mosa, what do you think? You've only just started?
Yeah.
Will we look at it now?
Yeah.
Oh, flip. Ah. Okay. Picture is loading, so I can write down the info. So what did they say in the question there, Amir?
A box holds 3 red beads and 2 blue beads.
Okay.
2 beads are drawn one after the other with no replacement. Draw and label the tree diagram and find the probability that both beads will be of the same color.
Alright, so you can first load up. Oh, there you go. You can first get red or blue,
Yeah.
and then you can get red or blue again. So let me see. This one here, the first red would be a 3 over 5, yeah? And then 2 over 5. And then the second red would be a 2 over 4. And then the blue is 2 over 4. The second blue after the first red. And then you could get a blue first, and then a red is 3 over 4, and then the second blue is 1 over 4. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And is that part 1?
Yeah.
And part 2 is they're both the same colour.
Yeah, probability that they both are the same color.
Did you say with or without replacement?
With no replacement.
Yeah, okay. So the same colour is either red, red, blue, blue. So that's 3/5 times 2/4 plus 2/5 times 1/4. So let me see, that's over 20, 8/20ths, which is 4/10ths, which is 2/5.
Oh no, I did like 2 over 4
Yeah?
by 3 over 4, like both the reds in the second part of the tree diagram.
You didn't include the first part?
No,
Okay. Wait, before you write it down, just so you're clear. So 2 reds, you go this, multiply this,
okay.
and then or means plus, or 2 blues, which is this multiplied by the next blue. So you get those 2 numbers like I did here and add them up. Mosa, is that okay, or is that confusing? Are you sure? Yeah? Okay, so how about you just write this down and then we can have a look at the trig part. Can you see okay there? You don't want to move? You can see okay? Alright. Is it? Okay. Is it good? It's hard to see with me there, is it? Yeah.
Should we start the trig?
If you're ready, let me just open it up here. What year? This is 2017, isn't it?
Yeah.
Version 1.
Yeah.
So, is it all trig for the second part?
Yeah. No, it's a triangle area.
Yeah. Right. Do you want to do it in one go or bit by bit? What do you think?
Bit by bit.
Bit by bit, yeah, because it goes like 2, 2, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
So let me just get the clock here. Okay, so you should only take 2 minutes to do the first part. Off you go. Finished the beer?
Yeah.
You still have 10 seconds left. So, let's have a look. Did you think you got it for the first part?
I think so, yeah.
So, what did you do? What formula did you use?
The area formula.
Very good. So, what? Yeah,
Half AC sine theta.
yeah. So, what would that be for this one? A half.
22.
Yeah, 22 by 18.5 by sine theta. That should equal.
It's 1/3 of. Oh, sorry, area 66.
66. Yeah. So let me see. That goes in 6. So if I rearrange that, sorry, that goes in there 11 times, and 11 goes in that 6 times. 6 over 18.5, which is 12 over 37. I don't have a calculator, so I'm doing this well, maybe actually that's the answer. What did you get?
Yeah, I got the same.
12 over 37. Yeah, okay. So that's okay, right?
Yeah,
So that's good. Good job. Mosa, did you get that, or did you have trouble with it?
I don't have my calculator with me today.
Me too. But it's okay. You don't need a calculator, do you? Do you? Yes, you don't. No, it's okay. Anyways, don't you have your phone? You could use that, yeah? I know, it's more difficult. If you turn your phone sideways, I think it becomes a science calculator. No? Yeah? Yeah? Does it become a science calculator? Yeah. Might be a little easier, maybe. Okay. Right, so that's the first part. So the second part, again, is another 2 minutes, and you have to get the cos theta.
Yeah.
Do you know how to do it?
No.
Okay. I'll give you a little hint.
Okay.
The hint is you need to remember what sine and cos definitions are. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse, and cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. So if you draw a little right angle triangle, using this as the opposite and the hypotenuse, you might be able to get it.
Okay.
2 minutes.
But it says like without working
Does it?
angle theta.
Yeah, it means don't find theta. Don't find. You can find sine and cos theta, but don't calculate what the angle
Okay.
is.
How can we find the cosine if it's not a right angle?
You need to, it has to be right angle. So you need to draw a right angle triangle where this is the opposite and this is the hypotenuse. Yeah. You are right. It needs to be right angle. Okay, it's been a little over 2 minutes now actually, so if you're not finished it, it's taken a tiny bit too long.
No, I went wrong. So
You have to recalculate, yeah. Well, I'm going to do it now.
Okay.
So if I draw a right angled triangle here, the opposite is 12 and the hypotenuse is 37 because we have sine theta is 12 over 37. Now I need to work out cos theta, and cos theta is the adjacent over 37. And the adjacent here, we can get that from Pythagoras. It will be square root 37 squared minus 12 squared. Is that like 35? Can you hit that in?
Yeah.
Is it 35?
Oh yeah, 35.
See, Mosa, don't need a calculator. It's totally fine. Right, so cos theta is 35 over 37. Where did you go wrong? No, let me guess. I'm going to say you put a plus here instead.
No.
No? Okay, what was
I
it?
did like I made it like the adjacent to get that. I didn't do the Pythagoras. I did like x over 37 equals 12 over 37. Like I took it as x.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
I like cross multiplied.
Yeah. It was like you were trying. Okay, yeah. You made it more difficult,
Oh.
I think. Yeah, well, you can just do this from drawing a picture, right? Like this picture is how you solve it.
Yeah.
So you can see from the picture, cos theta is this side, which is 35 over 37.
Okay. And then I got 12. Like it's wrong, but so we can't use that like what I did.
I don't think so. It's a picture that they need here, a diagram. Is this okay, Mosa? Yeah. Now, if you look at the next one before you started, what would you do? What would you use to get the BC on the triangle in the picture? You see your triangle in the picture? How would you get that side BC?
Sine formula.
The other one. Cosine formula.
Cosine.
Yeah. But you use the cosine, if you look here, you use the cosine formula when you have a side, and the angle between the sides. Cosine formula works really well to get the third side.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a 3-minute question. Off you go. finished the beer?
Yeah.
Oh, great. 30 seconds early. Mosa? It's okay, you still have 30 seconds. Okay, that's been 3 minutes. A beer, how'd you get on with this one?
Is it 3.5?
Might be, let me see. So, I'm going to call BC, that side I'll call it X.
Okay.
So, using the cosine rule, X squared equals 18.5 squared, yeah,
Yeah.
plus 22 squared, yeah,
Yeah.
minus twice 18.5 times 22 times cos theta. And you actually worked out cos theta in the last question.
Yeah.
It was 35 over 37. Is that what you used?
Yeah.
Good job. So, the only thing left to do after you type that in on the calculator is to square root it. You said it came out as 3.5?
3.5, but the
Seems a bit
cos,
small.
Yeah, the cos I wrote it as cos 35
Oh
over 37.
no, just 35 over 37 because
Okay.
it's like this, cos theta
Yeah.
is 35 over 37. So you're replacing the cos here with the fraction.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, I think this is the problem. So do you want to recalculate and see what you get?
56.25.
Square root?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that seemed too big now. Alright.
Oh, 7.5.
50?
No, just 7.5.
Exact?
Yeah.
Alright, okay. Right, great. Where's Sammy, by the way?
I don't know, she didn't tell me anything. So.
You're not on WhatsApp with her?
I have her, but like she didn't.
She didn't say anything, okay. Alright, the next one, Mosa, if you can see in the picture, how would you work out the angle at C? What could you use? What rule maybe?
The sine rule.
You could use the sine rule, yeah. Because you have sine theta up the top. Yeah, so you could use the sine rule. It's 2 marks, so it should only take you 2 minutes. Okay, off you go. Okay, that's been 2 minutes. Did you get the angle?
No, I'm still doing it.
Okay. This question's taking you a bit longer this week than last time, huh? Let's have a look at it now. Or do you just need a few more seconds?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I think I should do it now. Did you get an answer?
No, I'm not sure.
Oh, okay, no problem. Let's have a look. So I'll just draw the triangle here for you. We said this is 18.5. This is 22. What did we say this side was? I forget.
7.5.
7.5, thank you. And we have theta up here. And we were told that sine theta is 12 over
37.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, I trust you. Okay, so I want to get this angle here, C. So the sine rule says it's sine C over what?
Over C.
Yeah, which is what number here?
Oh,
You can look at my picture.
18.5.
Very good. And that's equal to sine theta over 7.5.
Okay.
But, you know sine theta. You know sine theta is actually 12 over 37 over 7.5.
Yeah.
So you can see on your calculator the C, you can bring the 18.5 up to the right, and you can get C is sine inverse, bracket, 12 divided by 37 divided by 7.5 times 18.5.
That's 5476 over 5. And with sine inverse.
I think you mistyped something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's have a look, see. What did you do? Alright. Oh, you accidentally typed 12 multiply 37 instead of 12 divide 37. Okay. So that actually is, if you're wondering, sine inverse 4 over 5.
Okay.
53.13 is the answer here for this. Is that okay? Yeah. 1 minute left when you're ready. The last question is they want the perpendicular distance from A down to BC. So they want this distance here.
Okay.
Okay? And it's only 1 mark, so it shouldn't take you too long. The hint I'll give you, my hint is, look at this right angle triangle. So you know this side, and you know this angle, and they want this side here. 1 minute. Okay, you should be finished now. Did you get an answer?
No.
Mosa, did you get an answer?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Shall we do it now?
Okay.
Yeah. So if I look at the right angle triangle I drew, we worked out that this angle is 53.13 and this side is 22. What would be the best way to get this side here? I'll just call it H. And it's a right angle triangle. So I could use sine. I could say sine 53.13 is opposite over hypotenuse. Now does that make sense? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Mosa? Yeah. So you could get H is 22 sine 53.13. Right? 10, 2.2, 16, like 18.2 or something. So it's 22 sine 53.13.
52.13.
Yeah.
Yeah, 17.59.
Kind of close. 17.59. Yeah, okay. It's okay. Let's see. Next. AP and GP next. Okay, so before we continue, it seems clear to me that the topic you've had most difficulty with since we started our revision of semester 1 so far looks like trigonometry.
Yeah, trigonometry and like log.
Yeah, but trigonometry more, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think we've really... Have we done any log questions yet?
No, but
No.
it's there later.
Yeah. Alright, so to me this feels like you might want to be practicing a little bit more trig stuff at home perhaps. Have you got any maths books at home?
No, I just do from the workbook.
If you want to have a look at different problems that you haven't seen, you could go to the library and get one of the maths books there. Or actually, I have maths books on Moodle, don't I? If you go back to Moodle, I think C1 has. It'll take ages to load. You see under books?
Oh, in books, in
Yeah.
resources?
Do you see C1?
Edexcel's.
Yeah. I'm trying to open it now, but maybe my internet's really slow. Can you open it? Yeah. No, just leave it. It'll take a while to load. I think there's a trigonometry chapter in that. You might. No, okay. You know, different countries use English different ways. So in Ireland, sometimes we use English in a very subtle way. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I'll give you an example. If a teacher said to you, you might want to buy this book, or you might want to use that book, do you think the teacher's recommending something or telling you something to do? What do you think?
Recommending.
It sounds like recommending, but actually I have to keep remembering that in Ireland, when teachers say things like, you might want to do this, it actually really means, I think you really should do this. So when I was saying you might want to practice some from this book, really what I should be saying, you really must practice some from this book. Oh, it's loaded, great. So, have you got a trig chapter here? Let's see. Dun 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 dun. Huh? Is it in the other book, C2 maybe? Algebra, quadratic equations, sketching, Geometry. Must be in the other book, C2 then. The next. No, that's C1, isn't it? Yeah, it must be in the next one, C2 then. Oh, they're not in order.
Slow down.
Anyways, we'll go back to the exam, but what's nice about this book is there's examples you can look at first before you try some.
Okay.
So, you really want to set some time aside in the week for doing a little bit of extra maths, like self-study. So, you know, what would be a good day in the week? You need to think about maybe when you have some free time on your timetable, you could try some of this, you know. Okay. Let's go back. So we'll just do one more question. We'll just do the B3A. It's a 4-mark question, so that's 4 minutes, and then we can finish on that.
Is this simple?
Problem?
No, it's here, the C2.
Oh yeah, good. So that looks like, I see chapter 10 is one, let's see. Chapter 2. Chapter 2. Let me see. I feel like now that I have your phone, I should like tweet messages out from it. You know, I heart maths. This chapter here. Okay, if you can practice some from this, it would be great because it covers the sine and cosine rules. Chapter 2, the C2.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, just finish up with one more question for me. B3A. It's an arithmetic question, AP. Okay. How are we doing with this one?
I'm not sure. Is it like a quadratic formula?
Yes. It becomes a quadratic. Good.
Okay, but
How are we doing?
like I made it like into a quadratic, but then the answer I'm getting is like
Mhm.
weird.
Maybe it is a weird answer. How about we just do it? So what was your trick for making it into a quadratic?
D
Yeah,
equals
good.
b squared plus 4 minus 2b.
Good. Good. Okay, so far so good. And then also?
And then, oh no, I just calculated that. I made like b squared minus 2b plus 4.
You're only half right. So that's equal to D.
Yeah.
But also what's equal to D is 9p minus 7.
Oh.
minus p squared minus 4.
Okay.
If that's equal to d, and that's equal to d, then they must be equal to each other. So you were halfway there. Equals 9p minus 7 minus p squared minus 4. So let me see. If I take everything to the left, I'll get 2p squared minus 2p minus 9p minus 11p. 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 7 is 15. Maybe this quadratic has easy solutions. Let's see. 2p, p, 3 and 5. 3, 5, minus, minus. Okay, so the answers are 5 over 3 or 3.
Yeah. No, 5 over 2.
Oh, sorry, I wrote 2. Yeah, sorry, I wrote.
Yeah.
I have 2 here, but I wrote 3 here. 5 over 2. Okay. So you kind of had the right idea, Abir. You were thinking you should get the d by saying this minus this.
Yeah.
But that gives you d. You have to do the same thing again, saying this minus this also gives you d. And then those two must be equal, because they're both d. Yeah. Is that okay? Are you sure? What's your day like today? You got,
We have EAP now,
and then?
and then after the break we have an hour of chemistry. That's it.
So you're finishing early today? Okay, so like I said, guys, C2, Chapter 2 is trig. Really should, you know, when's your exams in the summer? I know that seems like a far way away, but it's not really. So you need to be, you know, doing a little bit to get prepared as we get closer to the summer, okay? Alright, we'll continue with this exam next week. So